What are your daily lifestyle practices to help you heal your multiple sclerosis? You can heal, but there's a lot of changes that you probably need to make. And that is what today's talk is all about. So stay tuned, and I'm going to go through all of these pillars of health that you need to start changing, most likely to get better.
Have you been diagnosed with MS and you're looking for more answers outside your typical medical system? You are not alone. Hi, I'm Adrienne. I'm a nutritionist and a certified integrative nutritional health coach. And I became interested in holistic health because I reversed my own MS symptoms over 10 years ago. Yes, reversing MS is possible. I'm living proof along with so many others. And I enjoy helping others reverse their symptoms too. Are you ready to learn a few things today? I am. Let's dive in.
So what are some healthy practices you can start engaging in to heal your MS condition, your diagnosis? And you are not your diagnosis. This is what a doctor has told you. So if you have been diagnosed with MS, I don't want you to feel like you're attached to that diagnosis, because you're not. And we can heal naturally. This is what I'm all about. This is what I teach. And people come to me all the time, and I help them go through my 12-week program to help them heal. And I do separate coaching sessions too. Most people still don't believe that they can heal naturally or they can heal MS at all, but it's entirely true. I've done it. I've been symptom-free for over 10 years now, and I've helped lots of other people do this too. And everybody can do it. They just need to learn how to do it. So I'm going to be going over today a lot of things that you can start practicing and start introducing into your life if you have not already. So there's 4 pillars of health, but number 1 is diet. Number 2 is exercise. Number 3 is mental and emotional wellness. And number 4 is self-care. And so I'm going to be going over these one by one and explain a little bit more in depth what all these entail. So number 1 is diet. So when I was diagnosed with MS over 10 years ago, I had no idea that diet would help heal my MS. And diet is so critical. You know, doctors, our typical Western doctors, don't go to school and learn about diet and lifestyle. They learn about the body. They learn about different parts of the body. They learn about different diseases, but they don't learn about root causes. And they barely, if at all, get education on diet. Many times it's an elective course, and it's a tragedy, but it's going to change. Eventually, our medical system is making changes right now, but they're slow. So it's going to take a while before our broken medical system gets on board and helps people with health care, not sick care, because that's what our American medical system is doing right now. It's not about preventative. It's about treating illnesses with pills and injections. And it's sad because that's doing more harm than good to all people. Now, we need drugs. We need drugs for, when we break a bone, when we need surgeries for that kind of thing. That's when we need meds, but we don't need meds for diseases. We don't. We can heal them naturally with diet and lifestyle. All right, so I'm going to get into diet. And it's not entirely our fault. We've been fed a bunch of lies, including our government. So if you guys remember the food pyramid, when that came out, the last bottom part of the pyramid said that we needed 6 to 11 servings of grain every day. And that is a bunch of malarkey. We can lead healthy and robust lives without dairy or any kind of grain. What we need is our macronutrients. We need our protein, we need our carbs, and I don't mean bread, by the way, I mean vegetable carbs and fruit. And we need good fats. And that's another thing that we've been lied to over the years. Remember the low fat phase? This was kind of late 90s, early 2000s, when we thought, because this was marketing, that we thought we should stay away from fat. But we need good fats. This is coconut oil, this is olive oil, this is ghee, Ghee. This is clarified butter that's good for you. There's many good fats that you can add into your diet, and we need these fats because our body can't function without it. Our brains are mostly fat, and we need fat to feed ourselves. We've been getting the wrong information for so long. And then micronutrients are all about our vitamins and minerals that we need. And so many people are lacking so many vitamins and minerals, especially minerals like iodine and zinc and magnesium. These are typical ones that most people are low and deficient in. So you need to figure out what foods carry these vitamins. And a lot of these are in good proteins, like red meat. That was another lie. Don't eat red meat because that will cause, heart attacks and heart disease. No, it will not. So red meat, especially meat from wild animals or grass-fed or pasture-raised cattle, is nutrient dense, and they carry a lot of these vitamins and minerals that our bodies need. Organic chicken, wild-caught fish, these are really good proteins that we need. So how do you heal? How do you figure out what to eat? Well, you need to start eating whole foods, and you need to start getting rid of your processed foods. The standard American diet is made up of spaghetti and burgers and pizza and French fries, all of these things that are inflammatory. So if you can get rid of gluten, dairy, and sugar, we are a nation of sugar as well. And your typical American gets 17 teaspoons of sugar per day. And that is not sustainable. Our bodies cannot handle that. And once you wean yourself off of sugar, guess what? You're not going to like it anymore. Your taste buds will change. And that's a good thing. Then you'll start eating a lot less sugar, no sugar at all. When I weaned myself off of sugar, when I tasted it again, after about 6 weeks, I hated it. It was too sweet for me. I don't like the taste at all. So this is what you want. And you might ask, well, Adrienne, do I do paleo? Do I do keto? Do I do vegetarian? Do I do vegan? Well, guess what? Animal protein, I'm all for. So if you decide to go vegetarian or vegan, or if that's what you are now, there's like 10% or less of people that can survive on a vegan diet. And those people have to be so careful to get enough protein, eat the right plant-based foods to get enough protein in their bodies to survive. And most people can't do it. So I want you to learn, you can handle some grains, but I want you to learn what gluten versus grains are. If you can cut out gluten out of your diet, you're going to be so much better off. Most people don't realize how damaging gluten is to our bodies. It's a protein found in wheat, rye, barley, for example, and most people can't tolerate it. But we don't realize that when we get sick, that can be part of the catalyst. Dairy, cow's milk is horrible for you because most of those cows are sick. most of these cows are not grass-fed or pasture-raised. They are fed a bunch of garbage like corn or oats. These are things that cows do not eat. So these are things that cows don't eat. So when we eat or when we consume milk from sick animals, guess what? That isn't good for us. And really, when you think about it, milk, what is milk for? Milk is for that mammal's young. So how is it that we as humans drink cow's milk? And by the way, when we get to a certain age, when we get to about 3, 4, 5 years old, we can't process dairy anymore. And that's when we start weaning off of milk from our mothers. So that's another reason why we can't handle dairy. It's not sustainable and it's not healthy for you. And then sugar, I already talked about that. So if you can wean yourself off of sugar, you're going to do so much better. So I want you to learn what a good fat is versus a trans fat, what a grain is with gluten and without gluten. I want you to learn how much protein and veggies you need to live a healthy life. I took a year-long course in learning all of this. This is how I got certified as an integrative nutritional health coach. And not only did I heal myself, but I help people do this. People are amazed at how much they learn during my 12-week program. And you can do that too. So the second pillar of health is exercise. We live in a sedentary lifestyle now. You know, it wasn't like how it was when I was a kid. You know, when I was a kid, I used to go outside and play with all my neighborhood friends like all day long, like in the summer. Like I never used to go home until the street lights came on. And man, did we have so much fun. We didn't have cell phones. We had bikes. We had Barbies. We had army men. We had matchbox cars. And we got dirty. And today's society also kind of teaches you that getting dirty is bad, but there are actually really healthy soil microbes in the dirt that are really good for you. So like gardening and getting dirty is really healthy for you. And then getting outside, you know, exercise, you know, you just need to move your body every day. You can do that at home. You don't have to join a gym. You can go on more walks. Getting outside is really important because you want to get sunlight on your skin. You want to get that vitamin D. Now, of course, you're going to need a vitamin D supplement because most of us can't get enough vitamin D from the sun or food. Even us healthy people, I take my vitamin D with K2 every day because the K2 helps absorb that D3. I take lots of other vitamins and minerals too, and I make sure I get a lot of those through the food I eat. But move your body every day. It's also important to ground yourself. You know, I am talking to you and I have my feet on a grounding pad right now. And I'm getting health benefits from talking to you right now. So what happens is the negative ions from the grounding device, or when you're outside in your bare feet walking on the grass or walking on the ground, you get these negative ions that come up through the ground and into your body, and it balances out your body and it reduces inflammation. There's been scientific research on this. I have a book called Earthing. There's a movie called Earthing or Grounding, and just Google Earthing movie and you will find it. It's pretty darn incredible. So sleep on earthing sheets or grounding sheets. I do every night. That is going to help you. But getting outside, you know, there are chemicals, natural chemicals in trees and foliage. And when they give off these natural chemicals, we breathe them in. And guess what? They create NK cells, natural killer cells. And guess what these cells do? They help fight off disease. So the more you can get out in nature or go walk in your neighborhood where there's lots of trees and foliage, the better it is for you. The third pillar of health is emotional and mental wellness. And I didn't learn about this, and I'm going to be honest, until after I healed. But when I took my health coaching course, I learned about this. And too many negative emotions or past traumas is most likely a catalyst for your disease, believe it or not. I was shocked when I learned about this. And then I had a friend who told me, they said, Adrienne, you have a pretty traumatic and tough childhood. I really didn't believe them at first, but then I really sat back and thought about it. And I realized that I did have childhood trauma. I had a mother who was a narcissist, and anybody who has dealt with a narcissist, you know how traumatic that can be, especially if you spend a lot of time with this kind of person. And I had to heal myself. I had to forgive my mother for all of the damage that she's done over the years. She's made me feel guilty. She had an anger issue. She was always angry about something, always telling me how bad I made her feel, which that is what a narcissist does. Now, the other thing is you might have been in a tragic car accident. You might have been raped. You might have experienced some sort of other kind of trauma in your life. So you need to figure out what that is and how that might be trapped in your body. And there's so many people who are professionals in this field, and I'll name a few. Gabor Mate. He is a physician and author who emphasizes on how childhood stress and emotional trauma can be a catalyst for disease, and how this disease can manifest much later in life. And that is what happened to me. Dr. Lisa Rankin, she has done some studies on how stress and trauma can be a catalyst for disease. And when you're in a sympathetic state, which is fight or flight mode, how that keeps you from healing. So she learned that you need to be in the parasympathetic mode to start healing. This is rest and digest. And then Pat Ogden, she's another person, and her approach is relevant to how emotional trauma can get trapped in the body and how it can be embedded in our tissues and how we need to let it go. And then the fourth pillar of health and things you need to do to really step back and take a look at yourself is self-care. Self-care is so much more than taking the weekend off or going to bed when you're tired. It's looking at the whole picture. Do you love what you do? Do you love your job? Are you stressed at work? Are you a stressed mother? Are you a stressed father? Do you have financial stress? Do you get up in the morning excited about your day, or do you dread your day? What kind of personal relationships do you have? Do you have a great family relationship? Or do you have one that stresses you out? Do you have good friends that you can count on and talk to? Do you have a partner that you not only love but adore? I've been married for 20 years, and guess what? We just celebrated our 20th year anniversary, and I adore my husband. To this day, I feel like I love him more and more every day. I hope for you that you're in a relationship like that. And if you're not, then you need to start loving yourself. So many people that don't enjoy being alone. I'm an only child, so I'm used to being alone. But if you are alone and you don't have that partner in your life yet, or maybe you don't want one, you need to learn how to love yourself. So many people do not know how to do this. And that is so important. And how happy are you truly with your life? What changes do you need to make? Healing MS is a journey, and it doesn't happen overnight. Healing is a slow process. It takes time. And even after 12 weeks, most people are not totally healed after 12 weeks. Now, I healed all my symptoms after 12 weeks, but it's a journey. And if it takes you longer than that, that's okay, but you just need to keep marching forward. And we can all heal naturally, and if you are on meds, and I've talked about this, the meds are not helping you. And your doctor has been trained to tell you that if you don't take your meds, your disease is going to get worse. But that's only if you don't change any of your daily habits. So I've weaned lots of people off of drugs. So if you've made some changes, to your diet, your exercise, your mental wellness, and your self-care, and you still have symptoms, gosh, reach out. I can help you figure out what you need to change. There's so much to it. And I can help you do this in the most effective and efficient way so that you can heal 100%. We all have this ability. Our bodies have this intelligence. It knows what to do if we just give it the right environment to thrive in and to heal in. So you can do it. If you have any questions, reach out to me, info@nourishyourway.com. I'd be happy to help you. And I want you to get excited about the journey. If you're excited about healing, it's only going to help you heal faster. So thanks so much. And you guys will hear from me in the near future.
Would you like some support in healing your symptoms? You can totally heal. I've helped people do this. It's possible. So if you want help, reach out. You can email me at info@nourishyourway.com, or you can go to the Work With Me page on my website, and that's nourishyourway.com. And you can get on my program and I'll help you get back to health. Don't wait any longer. You deserve to get your healthy life back.